Okay, students, today we are going to discuss a new concept in our Excel modeling course. This concept is very familiar to you. You must have studied about this concept in your accounting classes. The concept is known as depreciation. So, what is depreciation? Depreciation is simply the reduction in the value of an asset from use or obsolescence. That means whenever you have a fixed asset with you, it has certain life. So the life of an asset is the working the years or days for which the asset can work for you. For example, if you have a phone with you, so phone has a certain life. It can be 5 years, 6 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 years. So in industry, for example, if you are using machinery, every machine has a life, a working life. Okay, after that working life, it becomes obsolete, or it is deemed unoperational. Similarly, if you own a car has a life too. For example, um, a simple car has a life of 15 years. After that, it needs re-registration. Okay, so this way the depreciation works. So in accounting, when we are uh, doing accounts for a company, we have to look out for depreciation of fixed assets. So start with a simple example. For example, you have a machine and you purchase that machine at, let's say, uh, 15,000 rupees, and at the end you have the life of the machine is, let's say, 15 years or so, 10 years, and the salvage value. Now, what is salvage value? Salvage is the asset value at the end of the depreciation. Okay. For example, if you own a car, uh, today the price of the car is 5 lakhs. So after 15 years, it can be salvaged for 60,000 rupees. That is the scrap value of the machine. Okay. So the salvage value, let's say, is 2,000 rupees. Okay. Now, when we are calculating the depreciation, there are a number of methods. But in your syllabus, there are only two methods discussed. One is the DB method, the declining balance method, and the other is the simple line method. Okay, so I'll discuss first the SLN function, or simple linear, or you can say straight line depreciation. So let's say I have I have this data. This is the information given to me: cost, life, and salvage value. Okay, so how do we calculate depreciation? Now in SLN, or straight line method, uh, we have a simple syntax: SLN. Okay, so when you write SLN, it gives us cost, salvage, and life. So you have to put in three values: cost, salvage, and life. These are the three parameters which you require to calculate depreciation using SLN function. Okay, so as you can read here, the SLN function returns the depreciation of an asset for one period calculated with a straight line method. The calculated depreciation is based on initial asset cost, salvage value, and number of periods over which the asset is depreciated. Okay, so you have you need to put three arguments if you are using SLN function. So I'll start with the calculation. So first I will write here, then depreciation, and then the asset value. Okay, so my asset has a life of 10 years, so I will do it like this. Okay, so I'm creating a series of year, so I have 10 years. Okay, now I have to calculate depreciation, so I will put in the function here in the depreciation column. But see, we will not use this SLN function year 0. Okay, because this is the year in which we are purchasing the machine. So I will just put in the asset value here. Okay, so we have to calculate depreciation after 1 year, so is equal to SLN cost. So this is my cost. I'll select the cell. Okay, I'm locking it, comma, salvage value is 2000. Again, I'm locking the cell using F4, and comma, life is 10, so I'm also locking this, and close the bracket, enter. So now you have a straight line depreciation of $1300. Okay, it should be in rupees, but okay, dollars per year. Okay, so in your accounting statement you will charge 1300 as depreciation amount every year. Now how does this affect our asset value? So we can have a look here. 15,000 is my asset value minus 13,000. So this is my asset value after year 1. I will just drag it down. Okay, so at the end, after 10 years, my asset value is 2000. Now this 2000 is equals to the salvage value. So it confirms that our calculations are correct. All right. So you can also create a chart for this depreciation calculation. So I'll just go to insert, uh, go to recommended charts. Then I'll go to all charts. See, I can view this data using line chart. Okay. Okay, so this is my line chart. This line, orange line, is the asset value. This is the depreciation, blue line. Okay, so as you can see here, the asset value decreases constantly over time, and this is because our depreciation is constant. That is why this line is straight. Okay, you can add data labels. Okay, you can do many things with this chart. Okay, okay, this way. Okay, there are number of options. Okay, so let me select this. Okay, so now you can see the value of the asset. Okay, 15,000, then 13,700, like that. Okay, so if you enlarge this plot, you can see these values more clearly. Okay, so let me continue to the next method, which is DB, declining balance method. I will use the same example. Okay, uh, so the process is largely the same. So I'll copy these years from here. Okay, then I will calculate the depreciation and the asset value. Okay, so again I will use the function here. Function is DB, declining balance method. So the difference between SLN and DB is that in SLN we have constant uh, value of depreciation, but in DB, declining balance method, we don't have a constant depreciation. Our depreciation changes with the period or the number of years. Okay, so first thing I have to put in the syntax is cost. So I am selecting this cell, then salvage value, then life. Okay, and in the period I will select the year. Okay, we have one more argument here, month, but this month is used uh, when we when we want to use the actual date of purchase of the asset. For example, if our asset is purchased in the month of March, I will put in the value 3 here. If it is purchased in September, I will put in 9 here, because 9th is this September month. Okay, so by default, if I'm not putting anything here, it means it is taking the value as 12th. Okay, 12th month. Okay, so I'll close the bracket and done. Okay, so I need to log this cells if I want to use the drag function. Okay, so salvage value is locked, life is locked. I will not lock the periods. Okay, because period, I want depreciation for every period. All right, so now drag it. So now you will see our depreciation is not constant, it changes with time. Okay, so in first year we have this much depreciation, in second we have a depreciation which is lesser than the first year, so that is why it is declining method. Okay, now let's calculate the asset value. How does it change? So it's equal to, all right, so I will not written here, 15,000 is equal to this cell minus this cell. Done. Okay, okay, so now you can see our salvage value is very close to this asset value at the end of the period is very close to the salvage value. So that is how we create the DB, or declining balance depreciation function. Okay, we can also insert a chart here, again the same way. So now you will observe this asset value, it is not declining at a constant rate, it is declining at a variable rate. At start it is declining steeply, then the asset value is somewhat constant, it is declining at a very decreasing rate. Similarly, our depreciation, it is very high at the start, but over the years our depreciation reduces. So this is the declining balance method. Okay, all right, so this is about depreciation. Thank you.